Hello everyone, greetings from PayTabs team and welcome to Managing Merchants Dashboard tutorial series. In this series, we are going to take you on a journey to learn and discover the power of our merchant dashboard. Throughout the series, we will walk you through each of the menus and options found on PayTabs merchant dashboard and how you can easily manage it. So, let's get started. In this video, we are going to learn more about the transactions panel inside PayTab's merchant dashboard, and we are going to learn more about the payment processing lifecycle for the transaction and the PayTab's transactions itself. So let's get started. In the first part of this transactions video, we are going to talk first about the payment processing lifecycle and the transaction lifecycle so that you can understand everything you see inside the transactions view and the transaction details. And the first thing you should know about this stuff or this point is the key players inside the payment processing. So whenever you see a transactions and you have a lot of details inside this transaction like the issuer bank, issuer name, acquirer bank, acquirer name, processor, all of these details will be clarified in this video, and we are going to give you an idea about the payment processing lifecycle so that when we get into the transactions itself and learn more about the transaction itself and how it works and how we can, for example, search and the difference between an advanced search and a normal search and all types of transactions that we support, you have a clear idea about the key players in the transaction processing. So before we start that, you should know that we have a fully dedicated solution article under PayTab support portal with the name Understanding Key Players in Online Payment Processing like the acquirers, issuers, cardholders, processors, and PayTabs. So, and first, let's take an idea about the payment processing lifecycle and how it looks. So we have this image here that can give us an idea about how your transaction or how initiation of a transaction will work, and inside this image we will see the key players of processing the payment. We will see the merchant, the acquiring bank, the issuing bank, the card holder. So now it's the time to learn the difference between these players and what each one of them is responsible for. For example, what is his role, to be more clear. So starting with the acquirer. So the first thing we want to talk about is the acquirer or the acquirer bank. So the acquirer, also known as the acquiring bank or merchant acquirer, plays a crucial role in facilitating electronic transactions for merchants. So when a customer makes a purchase using his card, the acquirer acts as an intermediary between the merchant and the cardholder's issuing bank. So clearly here, from what we just said, the acquiring bank is the merchant bank that's going to acquire or receive the money from the customer bank. And that leads us to the key responsibilities of the acquiring bank, which is coming to, let's say, verifying the transaction details and requesting the authorization from the cardholder issuing bank to complete the transaction, transferring the funds from the cardholder's account to the merchant account after transaction is approved, and managing the merchant's relationship and providing support for payment related matters. So these are some of the responsibility of the acquiring bank, which lead us to the next player of the payment processing lifecycle, which is the issuer bank. And of course, the issuer bank in this case refers to the customer bank or your customer bank that is going to issue the money to the acquiring bank. And what's mean here, or what make it clear here, is the issuer bank is the bank which the money will be paid from, and the acquirer bank is the money where the is the place where the money will be placed into. So to sum up this up, we have the acquiring bank, which is the merchant bank, your bank, and we have the issuer bank, which is the customer or the card holder bank. And some of the key responsibilities of the issuer bank is setting the card limits for the credit cards or the debit cards and maintaining the available funds for debit cards for their customers, providing their customer support, and assigning credit and debit cards to the approved card holder. So let's say the issuing bank is consumer credit or debit card issuer and manager, and of course approving and declining transactions based on the card holder available credits or funds. And Then we have learned the difference between the issuer bank and the acquirer bank. So whenever we see the word issuer acquirer, we have an idea about what's happening here. The next thing we should learn about, which is a key player inside the transaction flow and the transaction lifecycle, is of course the cardholder. So the cardholder is the consumers or the consumer who hold and uses the credit or debit card to make a purchase or payment. And the consumer is basically the initial phase or the initial step of making any payment. Finally, if you ever came a word like the word processors, this processor or the word processor refers to the payment processors, which are entities that act as intermediaries between the merchant, acquirer, and cardholder. Their primary role is basically to handle technical aspect of the transactions. Payment processes actually or securely transmit transaction data between the various parties involved, ensuring that the process is smooth and secure. And one of the key things related to the processors and the scheme is the 3D authentication or the authorization, where we authenticate and authorize the customer card. And we are going to learn about the 3D secure and the 3D authentication, the difference between 3DS1 and 3DS2. But before we do that, we need to sum up what we are going to do here, or what is the payment processing is doing here, and how PayTabs works and act inside the payment processing lifecycle. So to sum this up, like mentioned here or like displayed in this screen, when a customer makes an online purchase, and or let's say when a merchant initiate a payment, so the customer goes to make and pay this payment and make an online purchase, PayTap securely collects and encrypts the payment information. Then it forwards the encrypted transaction data for the acquirer for further processing. The acquirer then communicates with the card network and the issuing bank to obtain the transaction authorization. And once this transaction is authenticated and authorized, once it's approved to be more clear, PayTabs notify the merchant, allowing them to proceed with the order fulfillment. So this is basically the life cycle of the transaction and how PayTabs as the payment gateway interacts in this process. So the final thing we want to mention is the 3D secure or the 3D authentication. So whenever you see a level or authentication level or 3D secure, or you want to learn what is the OTP that gets sent to the customer to fulfill, what is that? This is all related to something called the 3D secure. And basically the 3D secure, to be or to clear it in a further more clear way, it's an additional layer of security for online debit cards or credit card transactions. So it actually stands for three domains secure, and is designed to authenticate the identity of the cardholder during online purchase. The three domains here referred in 3D secure are issuer domain, acquirer domain, and the interoperability domain. So the issuer domain, this is the bank or the financial institution that issued the card to the cardholder, which is the paying or the one who is going to pay in this case. The acquirer domain, this is the bank or the financial institution that processes the payment for the merchant. And of course, finally, interoperability domain, this is the infrastructure provided by the card network or scheme such as Visa, MasterCard, that enables communication between the issuer and the acquirer to authenticate the cardholder during the transaction. So the primary objective of 3D Secure is to reduce the risk of unauthorized card usage and fraud transactions in e-commerce. By adding an additional layer of security beyond just entering the card details, it helps verify that the person using the card during an online transaction is legitimate card holder. Of course, this happens using the clear idea of OTP, and this where the OTP is handled. The issuer bank is sending an OTP to the customer, his customer, before the payment is done, and the acquirer redirect the customer to a page where he can fulfill this OTP, and once it's approved and authorized, then the payment will be fulfilled. Now, in these days you may come across a definition like 3ds1 or 3ds2. So basically this 3ds1, what we just mentioned here, is the main adjustment or main additional layer. However, nowadays you may come across the word 3ds2 or level 2 of authentication. So basically 3ds2 is an enhanced version of 3D Secure 1, which is no longer supported by most card schemes and issuers. When 3DS1 was originally launched in the 90s, computers were the only options for online buying. The initial version of the 3DS was developed for desktop browser authentication because smartphones were not widely available at that time. Furthermore, some issuers required cardholders to enroll in the 3DS Secure service by attaching a static password to their payment card, which was a heavy duty for them. However, it came several downsides. Consumers repeatedly left the payment flow because 3DS1 lacked native in-app and mobile processing, and this where the 3DS2 came and became a better enhanced and a better secured version of the 3DS1 to be used with all kind of devices like mobile phone, tablets, and computers. So this is the main idea about 3DS1, 3DS2 authentication. In the next part, we are going to get into PayTabs merchant dashboard itself to learn how everything works, where is the transactions, where is the issuer reference number, the acquirer reference number. So let's move forward.